they were finding these chemicals in use on many of these illicit operations in Northern California, in the high desert, over in San Bernardino, and those areas, in the warehouse grows in Oakland. It's like all over the state, this stuff is popping up. So they began or continue doing blood testing to make sure that they're not, that the law enforcement officers on the raids are not accumulating toxic levels of carbamates in the system. No word to the public, no warning.
Wow.
No, and some of these growers that they shut down, they knew were selling into the legal market, which is why for me, it's not that there's a black market and a legal market or an illicit market. It's all one market. You see stuff moving in and out so much back and forth that and people are still buying on the street.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Well, people are buying in both markets, and I think that I believe I've read that the legal market has not incredibly disrupted the illegal market, right? There's still it's still happening.
I think the legal market has really just expanded the cannabis, right? It gave hedge funds an opportunity to play a very lucrative game that they wanted a seat at the table, but and it's now what do they call it? Canna curious, I think is the term, right?
People who are canna curious, I guess, bringing new users in.
Yeah.
Right, so you've got people you have the existing illegal market, then the legal market brings in a whole lot of new people, and some of those people can also go to the illegal market, right, because it brings in new users, so it expands cannabis use for everybody. Okay, so there are these chemicals that are not on the list that you feel should be, that are carcinogens, that are in both the legal and illegal weed that we buy, and are concentrated in the vape oil. How bad of a health effect are we talking? I mean, you're saying that these are carcinogens, etc. Do you have any, is there any projection of, how many excess deaths we might see or anything like that? Because it's dose and quantity and over what duration, right?
Yeah, dose is the poison, right?
Yeah.
No, and I found nobody doing that research, and that's a concern. I feel like it's like the early days of tobacco, where there's no money, no government research, especially because it's not federally legal. That shuts down a lot of the ability to even look at this. If it were federally legal, you're going, right, the light bulb. That's one of the big things missing here.
Right. Normally, the feds would regulate something like this and would set the standard that the states would abide by as well. But actually, the entire industry is still completely illegal federally, even though it's not really being enforced the way it once was. I guess we'll see how the new administration handles it.
And I've got researchers, academics, who say there's no money to research this.
Like, literally, not even no money from capitalism. You can't get any money anywhere because of the illegality of it.
Right. Exactly.
You can't apply for a federal grant because your research would break the law.
Exactly.
Got it. Well, so I guess my question is how concerned should I be? Look, I'm a weed user, and I'll tell you, I don't do vape oil because I'm always like, look, there's a bunch of other shit when you're using a vape oil, using an oil vape that you're vaporizing that I don't need to be vaporizing that other stuff. So I do a dry herb vape, right, where it just vaporizes the oils in the leaf, grind up the leaf, put it in the little chamber, and then it heats it up to like 380 degrees Fahrenheit, so it doesn't burn. It just vaporizes the oil in the leaf. I'm like, this to me seems like the safest, most organic method of weed consumption by my own lights. And it also happens to hurt my throat less, less than smoking a joint, say. Or
get you a
edibles
monetization
last
code
too
so we
long.
can show you
I'm
how it could be.
I'm not trying to be high for 5 hours here. And it depends on what you eat, etc. I like just having a little bit. So that's my routine, right? Do that a couple times a week. How concerned should I be? And by the way, I go to a dispensary near my house that claims to be vertically integrated. They grow it themselves.